No one was sure what the 2022 NFL season was going to look like after the COVID-19 pandemic, but here we are. Yes, a few games were rescheduled and a couple of players received backlash for lying about their vaccination status, but that's a walk in the park for the NFL considering their history and controversies. In today's video, we're going to look back at 10 of the best moments of the NFL 2022 season this year. Starting us off at number 10, Favre's record, finally broken by Aaron Rodgers. This year, Aaron Rodgers became the Packer with the most touchdown passes. What makes it all the more amazing is that this record was last set in 2002 by none other than Brett Favre. For those of you who don't know, Aaron Rodgers spent 3 years as Brett Favre's understudy in Green Bay. So for him to be breaking the record previously held by a man whose shadow he had lived under for 2 years is the perfect story in our opinion. Rodgers also managed to score fourth in the most touchdown passes for the 2022 season, but it did not set a personal record. Overall, it was a great season for the quarterback. It's been a special run for me to be able to follow up a legend, is what Rodgers had to say on breaking Favre's record. Following that, at number 9, Tom Brady is still setting records. It would be a dream come true for so many of us to be setting personal bests and breaking records in one of the most physically demanding sports. That too at the age of 44. Sort of seems impossible, doesn't it? Well, all that's left to say is that Tom Brady just might be built differently. Brady is now 2 decades in with countless records and 7 Super Bowl rings deep into his NFL career and is showing no signs of slowing down. Now the Tampa Bay quarterback has become the first quarterback in NFL history to have recorded 100,000 passing yards. It took him 347 career NFL games to reach this mark, and he solidified his record by cementing it with a win over the Los Angeles Rams in the fourth quarter. We'd like to hear someone challenge Brady's GOAT status now. Seriously, go ahead. Next up at number 8, Trevor Lawrence joined the NFL. Trevor Lawrence was the first overall pick in the 2022 draft after having become the talk of the town for dominating the College Football League. After having both a record-breaking high school football career and an astonishing college football career, the NFL was desperate to get their hands on Lawrence. We all knew that he was going to be the first pick. Sadly, the Jaguars let Lawrence down on his debut season, not being fully ready for top players to come and shine. Lawrence managed a league-high 17 interceptions this season, which made many believe that he's got a lot of promise. All eyes are on the Jaguars now to improve their game because last season they were a mess. They created a less than optimal position for a young talent like Lawrence, and they don't want to do it again. We certainly don't want it to happen again. Following that at number 7, Rodgers makes the list again because of the drama in the Packers camp. If you're a Packers fan, this might not make your list of top moments from the 2022 season, but if you're a casual fan, you know why we couldn't miss this one. It can be said that the match between one of the baddest men in the NFL and one of the most popular franchises is one made in heaven. That relationship was duly tested this season with the drama around Aaron Rodgers' uncertain future on the team. The attitude from his camp was such that he'd rather retire than play another game with the Packers. With some calling this the last dance, Rodgers was brought back in to try one last time at the previously glorious but shaky success that he had seen in the franchise. Right after this was on the table, it was found that Rodgers had lied about the status of his COVID-19 vaccination. The Packers unfortunately could not back him up, and the quarterback ended up paying $14,000 in fines. The Packers have now been knocked out after having been viewed as a favorite to win the Super Bowl. In our opinion, this is only the start of the drama for Rodgers' possibly last stint with the Packers. Coming up at number 6, Dak Prescott seems to be changing fortunes with the Cowboys. Dak Prescott suffered an injury against the Bucs, fracturing his right thumb and possibly ruling him out for a while. This limited offensive options for the Cowboys also saw Prescott perform poorly. The night of the injury, he completed only 14 of 29 passes for 134 yards with an interception, resulting in a 47.2 quarterback rating, third lowest of his career and the worst since the 2017 season. Prescott received surgery just 2 days after the Bucs game. While he was out, Cooper Rush filled in, and the Cowboys went 4-1, with their only loss coming in Philly. As soon as Prescott was back, he showed why he was the man for the job, doing just what everybody thought he would, widening the offensive line. Prescott led the team to a division victory only to lose in the wild card round of the playoffs. All in all, it was a treat to see Prescott back in the game again. Following that at number 5, this season was the longest of any NFL regular season. This season, we saw 17 games over the course of 18 weeks. That's the longest of any regular NFL season. In March of this year, the NFL owners agreed to a new collective bargaining agreement that had been signed the previous year. With this new agreement that's set to run through the 2030 season, the NFL expanded to 17 games from 16. Many were worried that the extra game would cause a sharp rise in injuries, but we are yet to see any evidence to suggest that this has been the case. This agreement has had its ripple effect, though, with the changes not being equal for all. The CBA saw a lot of the previously established symmetry in the NFL schedule model change disproportionately. For instance, half of the league had the advantage of having 9 home games, while the other half had 9 road games scheduled. Also, to accommodate the change, each team's 17th game was determined by the divisional standings from the year before, so teams that finished first last year played each other this season, which many will agree makes for a good game overall. At number 4, the fans return this season. COVID had changed so much of what we had to enjoy as a community. Watching the games without the 12th man behind the team was an empty experience, to say the least. But the fans are back, which made this season all the more special. Life has returned to football once again, and we hope we never have to go through a period like that again. A sport can't exist too long without people behind the teams to cheer them on. Coming up at number 3, Detroit won its first game in Week 13. Entering Week 12, everyone thought that the Lions would go 0-17, and that's not a great look for them. Regardless of what team you support, football is better to watch when all the teams are contesting for the Super Bowl. Detroit gave us just that. In Week 13, pulling off a great underdog tale for their fans, the dynamic duo of Amon-Ra St. Brown and DJ Chark deserve to be mentioned here for being the offense to score 40 points against the Jaguars. Both performances were highly indicative of their skill and chemistry on the field, with Chark providing the big plays and St. Brown playing the ropes perfectly. Following that at number 2, Matthew Stafford redeemed himself for the Rams. As we all know, Stafford had had a long and hard 10-year run with the Lions, after which many questioned his position in the NFL. However, at the start of the season, he moved on to the Rams. Rams fans quickly jumped to the question and thought that the management of their team was crazy for bringing on someone who had proved to be an asset for so long. What could the quarterback of the Lions actually bring to their team? You'd be surprised. With Stafford playing under head coach Sean McVay to unlock his true potential, supported by many players on a good team, sorry Lions fans, he's been a revelation after the trade. It's great to see him be appreciated for the amazing quarterback he is in the sunny land of Los Angeles. He's had one of his best seasons yet and is continuing to grow. We love to see that. Finally, the Super Bowl of NFL 2022 moments, the NFL came together to celebrate the legacy of John Madden. John Madden's passing was one of the worst moments of the 2022 season. It left many fans around the world heartbroken. It's genuinely hard to imagine the NFL and the sport without him because of his impact on the game and its translation to the fans. There's a reason the video games are called Madden and not something else. What warmed our hearts was the way the NFL celebrated his life with the John Madden Thanksgiving Day. The games were interspersed with a recording of Madden on sports networks televising the games as a tribute to him. Madden called 20 NFL Thanksgiving Day games in his broadcasting career, so it's only fitting. Honoring his memory and impact on the NFL is important, and Thanksgiving Day brings all the elements significant to John to life: family, football, food, and fun, said NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. All in all, the 2022 season gave us the complete package, all the highs and lows that a sport can offer. From redemption stories to heartbreaking events, it had it all. Hopefully, there's better to come. That's a wrap for this video. You think we missed out on any great moments from this season? Maybe you have an opinion on Matthew starting with the Rams. Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.